Key developments in that Amtrak conductor shooting. We're hearing from his wife tonight about his health, his prognosis, and their love.
A passenger aboard an Amtrak train in Michigan is under arrest tonight after allegedly stabbing 3 passengers and the conductor.
A bystander is speaking out today about being caught in the crossfire aboard an Amtrak train in Dallas.
And happening now, Amtrak police are investigating what they say was a fight between 2 people on board a train that was scheduled to come to Bakersfield.
The man charged in the shooting of an Amtrak conductor near Chicago is from West Allis. That conductor remains in intensive care on a ventilator.
Amtrak says they have no plans of increasing security on the Capitol corridor because they say this is just a random, unfortunate, but a random event. In Sassoon City, I'm Richard Sharp, KCRA3.
An Amtrak train attack begins our first aid on 58 tonight. A train employee recovering from his injuries after he was attacked over the weekend. KCRA3's Richard Sharp talked to an eyewitness who was concerned about public safety on the tracks between Sacramento and the Bay.
A passenger aboard an Amtrak train in Michigan is under arrest tonight after allegedly stabbing 3 passengers and the conductor.
And happening now, Amtrak police are investigating what they say was a fight between 2 people on board a train that was scheduled to come to Bakersfield. 23 ABC.
The man charged in the shooting of an Amtrak conductor near Chicago is from West Allis. That conductor remains in intensive care on a ventilator tonight.
Don't make me be that person! Don't! Please don't! I'm asking for something that's very simple for me! Back up! This is my bubble! Mine! Right here, right now! Please back up! More!
We begin tonight with that breaking news. Several people stabbed on board an Amtrak train headed from Chicago to Port Huron. That train stopped in Niles, Michigan, in the southwestern part of the state.
Our coverage starts with 7 Action News reporter Jeff Vaughn live at the Amtrak station in Royal Oak.
At around 4:45 Tuesday afternoon, an Amtrak conductor was shot while standing on the platform at the Naperville Metro Station on 4th Avenue.
A bystander is speaking out today about being caught in the crossfire aboard an Amtrak train in Dallas.
Good evening. I'm Erica Sargent.
And I'm Rob Johnson. The wife of that wounded Amtrak conductor spoke to us just minutes ago by phone. This as the accused gunman appears in court facing attempted murder charges.
Amtrak passengers watch in horror as a man inside a train pulls out a gun and shoots a conductor standing on the platform.
Galston, that witness tells KCRA3 after the attack, she saw the suspect and a friend escape from the train using the emergency exit, then take off here in Sassoon.
It was pop, 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 and then that's when I felt the bullet hit me.
Paul Daly says he was shocked and stunned after realizing he had just been shot in the right shoulder. He was aboard a Chicago-bound Amtrak train at Dallas's Union Station when he heard this sudden commotion.
Someone say, get off me, and after that, that's when the gunshots started. They told everybody to get down.
That man, described as a white male from Wisconsin in his 70s, was taken into custody and a handgun was recovered. The shooting occurred soon after the Chicago-bound Amtrak train, which was about 2 hours late, pulled into the Naperville station.
The conductor stepped out on the platform and the suspect fired the weapon out of the window, from inside the train out the window, and struck the victim.
Passengers on the train said the man appeared to be agitated.
I saw the old man talking to himself. It's really crazy. I heard a shot, and then they said that then everybody said, "Oh, look, the conductor got shot." I said,
Stephen,
no.
Amtrak's Blue Water originates in Chicago every single day and goes past stations right here in Royal Oak on its way to Port Huron. As you mentioned earlier today, there were some stabbings on that train. Here's the latest. 4 people were stabbed in total, 3 passengers and 1 conductor.
That's what prosecutors say Klein reached out the window of the train and shot the conductor, 45-year-old Michael Case. When asked why he did it, Klein told investigators, quote, "The anger built up and I just blew him away," end quote.
Attacked on the Amtrak.
He grabbed the wine bottle and hit the conductor over the head with it.
I don't want this to be real. Words spoken tonight by the wife of an Amtrak conductor shot by a passenger. 45-year-old Michael Case of Homewood remains in critical condition after being shot in the abdomen Tuesday. The accused shooter, 79-year-old Edward Klein, appeared in court today charged with attempted murder. CBS 2's Dana Kozlov has all the new developments.
Michael Case began working for Amtrak 10 years ago. His wife says he took the job for its stability. But the former Chicago private school teacher and Navy veteran is still on a ventilator after prosecutors say passenger Edward Klein pulled out a .38 caliber handgun and shot him on the job.
You never think your husband's going to go to work and be shot.
It happened Tuesday, minutes after Amtrak's Southwest chief stopped in Naperville. In court, DuPage County prosecutors say Klein, heading to Chicago, became angry when employees didn't let him off the train. That's when they say the 79-year-old Klein fired one shot through a window, hitting Case on the platform. Prosecutors say Klein admitted becoming angry, telling them, "I just blew him away." Sarah Case spoke to her husband right before his surgery.
He just said to me, "I love you, I love you, I love you." And that's the last I actually have heard his voice.
He has been in critical condition since his arrival. He remains in critical condition now.
Klein lived at this independent living facility in West Allis, Wisconsin. He's a former realtor and security officer. Prosecutors say he had a concealed carry permit, but it had been revoked.
We feel remorse for the incident, and we hope the gentleman is going to be okay.
In court, Klein also refused a public defender, saying he'd be leaving tomorrow, but his bond was set at $1.5 million. In the newsroom, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News, Rob and Erica.
Thank you, Dana. Reports Amtrak conductors spotted the suspicious man before the attack.
We got one critical force.
As the Amtrak train pulled into the station, officers pushed their way past 172 frantic passengers to confront 44-year-old Michael Williams. Police Chief Jim Millen says they used a stun gun to subdue him.
When the officers got here, the assaults were taking place.
Police say Williams boarded the train alone in Chicago. Amtrak conductors noticed he was agitated and acting strangely. They called their dispatch, who got in touch with police. That was moments before passenger Caitlin Cipri heard screaming.
And I was like, oh my God, he's punching the guy. And then I saw him bring his fist back up, and I noticed that there was something in his fist resembling a knife blade.
Information we have is those passengers were stabbed in the back, the conductor in the chest. One of those victims is a female. Now, this stems from an argument that happened at the Niles station when there was a layover there between Chicago and Port Huron.
Beaten up all over alcohol.
The conductor was already on the floor and the guy was punching him in the face. It all happened so quickly, no one even had the opportunity to help
the
conductor.
The incident forced the stop of trains on the BNSF line while police investigated. Currently, there are no safeguards to stop someone from carrying a loaded firearm onto a train, though it is clearly prohibited by Amtrak.
We have a policy at Amtrak that enables people to carry unloaded firearms to stations where they can check them into checked baggage, and they're kept separate from the rest of the train in a locked container, and they're not given back to that person who's checked them until we reach our destination.
Now, Klein appeared confused during today's short bond hearing. When asked if he needed a public defender, the jailed inmate replied, "I really don't need one. I'm leaving. I'm going to be leaving tomorrow," end quote. Now, if he's convicted, Klein faces more than 30 years in prison. Although he had a clean record, prosecutors say newspaper clippings in his apartment indicate he had a fascination with the police-involved shootings. They also say he admitted that he pulled a gun on people twice before during confrontations in his past. Prosecutors asked for a $1 million bond. The judge set it at $1.5 million. As for the conductor, Michael Pace, he's been in intensive care for 3 days now since he was shot in Naperville. Reporting live outside the courthouse in Wheaton, Mike Puccinelli, CBS 2 News.
Well, Todd, we had heard this could have been a possible stabbing, but that information hasn't been confirmed. As you mentioned, all we know at this point is this was a altercation between two folks on the train.
Falwell, a student at San Francisco State, watched the whole attack Saturday night on the Capitol corridor.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking, like, I want to call 911, but I can't do it with this guy standing 2 feet away from me. I'll be his next victim.
Falwell says a passenger who had been drinking got angry at the conductor, grabbed his radio, and attacked him.
He definitely was just bleeding really heavily from his face.
When the train came to a stop here in Sassoon City, the man and a friend got off, then took off. Falwell, jumping into action, helped the conductor by calling 911. After seeing the attack, she says there should have been more security on the train.
Oh, definitely. More security definitely needs to happen.
Other riders agree.
But I have seen people be belligerent on the train.
It's really uncalled for, and, you know, when you're riding public transportation like this, you know, you're supposed to feel safe.
Police say the man behind the attack, Gregory Valencia. He was arrested a short time after the attack here in Sassoon City. Falwell, who was studying criminal justice to be a police officer, helped identify the suspect.
So it's just a scary situation.
Scary for her and the others who saw that. That conductor of the train is recovering with stitches and staples in his head and his lip, but is expected to be okay. The suspect, Valencia, arrested on charges of assault with a deadly weapon. Amtrak says they have no plans of increasing security on the Capitol corridor because they say this is just a random, unfortunate, but a random event. In Sassoon City, I'm Richard Sharp, KCRA 3 reports.